Hello everyone, welcome to SOP Academy. In this video, we are going to share the Capgemini interview experience. So this interview was held on 16th of December 2021. So the candidate appeared for the Capgemini Accelerate Drive and it was for the analyst role. The branch of the student was Information Technology, IT branch, and the duration of interview was around 25 to 30 minutes for the TR interview and the HR interview was for 5 to 10 minutes. So the questions which I will be discussing, these might be coming in your interview also. So I will be discussing the questions as well as the answers for each question. So you can take a look at the questions and you are able to understand how to answer it in your interview. So let us start. So the first question is very common, which is introduce yourself. This question is very important as it will set the base for your interview. If you are able to answer this question confidently and with fluency, then it will give a head start to your interview and will also give a good impression to the interviewer. You should always include your name, city, college name, degree and branch, details about your internships, trainings, your extracurricular activities, whatever achievements you have, and hobbies. And try to keep it short and crisp. The next question is, you have mentioned in your resume that you know C++. Have you done any training or certifications? So for this question, you will have to tell him yes that you have mentioned C++ in your resume because you have done training from so and so company, and if you have any internship experience you can also mention that, and if you have certificates from well-known organizations you can also provide that information when this question is asked to you. So for this candidate, the interviewer started asking the technical questions now. What do you understand by the term OOPS? OOPS stands for Object Oriented Programming. It is about creating objects that contain both data members and functions. Object means a real world entity. So what are objects? It is like a pen, chair, table. Anything real world entity can be described as an object. So object oriented programming is a methodology or a paradigm to design a program using classes and objects. The next question is, what are the features of OOPS? The following are the features of OOPS. First is classes, second is objects, third is inheritance, fourth encapsulation, fifth is polymorphism, and the last one is data abstraction. So during the interview, you will explain each and every point in detail, every feature in detail. So you can search each and every feature on Google and read about it so that you are able to understand. And when you mention the features, you can describe the feature in detail. The next question is, explain the difference between reference and pointer. So let us look at the differences between references and pointer. The first difference, references are used to refer an existing variable in another name, but pointers are used to store address of a variable. The second difference is references cannot have a null value, but for a pointer you can give a null value. Third difference, a reference variable can be referenced using pass by value, but for a pointer it can be referenced by pass by reference. Fourth point is, a reference must be initialized on declaration, but it is not necessary for a pointer. The last difference, a reference shares the same memory address with the original variable, but also takes up some space on the stack. But for a pointer, it has its own memory address and size on the stack. The next question is, what are the C++ access specifiers? So the access specifiers define how the members of a class can be accessed. So in C++, there are three access specifiers. These are public, private, and protected. So in public specifier, members are accessible from outside the class, but for a private, members cannot be accessed from outside the class. But in protected, what we have is members cannot be accessed from outside, but they can be accessed using inherited classes. The next question is, what is operator overloading? The operator overloading is used to specify more than one meaning for an operator in one scope. The purpose of the operator overloading is to provide a special meaning for an operator in a user-defined data type. The next question was, what is the call by value and call by reference? So let us look at the differences between call by value and call by reference. So in a call by value, a copy of the value is passed into the function. But for call by reference, an address of value will be passed into the function. So this is the first and the main difference between call by value and call by reference. The second difference is that the changes that we will do inside the function is limited to the function only. The values of the actual parameters do not change by changing the formal parameters for a call by value. But for a call by reference, the changes that are made inside function will be validated outside of the function also. The value of the actual parameters do change by changing the formal parameters. The third difference is actual and formal arguments are created at the different memory location for a call by value. But for a call by reference, the actual and formal arguments are created at the same memory location. The next question, what are constraints in SQL? So these are the constraints in SQL. The first one is not null. So it is used so that a column cannot have a null value. The second one is unique. So all values in a column should be different. The primary key is a combination of not null and unique, which will uniquely define each row in a table. In a foreign key prevents actions that would destroy links between tables. The check constraint ensures that the values in a column satisfies a specific condition, and default sets a default value for a column if no value is specified. So if in a column I have specified a default value and the user doesn't enter any value, then that particular default value will be used there. The last one is create index, which will be used to create and retrieve data from the database very quickly. The next question is, what are the different types of joins in SQL? So these are the joins in SQL. The first one is inner join. This returns records that have matching values in both the tables. As you can see, I have attached the pictures for each join. You can see inner join, which is the shaded area in which the matching values in both tables will be returned. The second one is left outer join. This returns all records from left table and the matched records from the right table. The right outer join returns all records from the right table and the matched records from the left table. Just opposite to the right outer join is just opposite to the left outer join. So full outer join will return all records when there is a match in either left or right table. The next question was from project. He asked what was your final year project. So in this question you will have to explain your project in detail. What was the aim of your project, then which languages did you use, and what was the overall output of the project. The next question was, do you have any other offers in hand? So when they ask you that do you have any other offers, you must simply deny. You must simply say that you don't have any other offers, because if you say that you have other offer, then company will think that you are not, like, you will not join, because there's a chance that you will join the other company also. So that is why you must always say that you don't have any other offers. And the last question is, you want to ask anything from the interviewer. So he will ask you anything you want to ask. So will be very important. Always try to ask some questions. Whatever doubt you have in your mind, you can simply ask that doubt. And asking this question will give you extra points, because some people don't answer this question. They simply say no. So always do ask this question. Now let us look at the HR interview questions. The first question will be related to introduction. Tell me something about yourself. So this is already discussed in the TR interview questions. The second is, why do you want to join Capgemini? So if you want to answer this question, you must have background research for the company. So before giving the interview, you must search a little about Capgemini. What are the advantages of the company? What are the perks and benefits? So that when this question is asked, you are able to answer. The third question, mention some of your accomplishments in life. So even if you have some minor achievements in life, you can mention that. No need to feel worried about this question. The next question is, where do you see yourself in next 5 years? So you can mention according to your goals where you want to be in next 5 years. So as an example, you can say you want to be as a technical lead and you want to take responsibility of a team. This is just an example. According to you can say. The Next question is, are you ready to relocate? So you will have to say yes for relocation. The next question is, are you willing to work in different shifts? Then yes, your shift can be day, night, evening, any shift. The last question is, they will ask you, do you have any questions? And I already told you must, every time you must ask some questions. So this is all from my side. And if these questions come in your interview, then you will be able to easily answer them. So that is all for this video. See you soon in the next video.